Gruesome Magazine.
Hello, once again, I'm Doc Rodden, and this is Gruesome Magazine, where we review the very latest in streaming and video on-demand horror movies. Each week, my co-host Jeff Mohr, Crystal Cleveland, Dave Dreher, and I will take a look at very spooky, scary, and gory genre offerings. Tonight, we are reviewing 32 Malasana Street, streaming on SHUDDER. SHUDDER is doing, 61 days of Halloween, and this is nearing the end. And they just keep throwing the hits at us, Let's see what we think of this. So what we're going to do after I introduce the crew is we're going to, give our first impressions. We're going to talk about the film, and then we're going to give our final thoughts, our score, and favorite scene. You want to stick around for that because that's the cool part. All right, let's find out who's joining me. Starting off with the one and only Jeff Mohr. Jeff, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing excellent. You know what? 2 days ago, they had 8 inches of snow 35 miles south of my house.
South of your house? I could see north, but south?
Yeah, just one of those bands, and I'm pretty sure it's all melted by now. But just a whiteout type thing.
It's that time of year. All right, also joining us is Crystal Cleveland, the Living Dead girl. How you doing?
I'm good. It's hot here.
You got pumpkin sleeves. What's going on there?
Pumpkin. So we're getting there. Like as you pointed out, it's almost over.
I know. I don't even feel like it's even a thing this year. It's so sad.
I made up goodie bags for the kids.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, we're trying to figure out. They showed this little thing where they put a chute out in there, like on the stoop. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
I'm just gonna put a table out. Yeah, a table. A chute, that'd be cool, I guess.
Yeah, you go up there and you go, pew,
but then you're touching it still. See, so I've washed my hands. I even wore gloves. I made up the goodie bags, and they're already done there. And they'll be sitting there until Halloween, which is plenty of time to kill the virus. And then I can just go and set it out, and they can grab their bag.
There you go.
You know what? When I was in high school, I did the Thing from the Addams Family, which actually would work now. I had a glove on, and I reached the candy out, and the kids, I was under a table,
Nice. All right, so what are we reviewing tonight? We're reviewing 32 Malasana Street. It is streaming on SHUDDER beginning October 22nd, 2020. The director is Albert Pintó. The writer is Ramón Campos and Gema are Neira, along with David Oria and Salvador S. Molina. I feel like I mispronounced at least one of those names. The cast includes Begoña, Vargas, Iván, Marcos, and B. Segura. The synopsis says, a family moving into a new house to live the dream of living in the big city. The house where dreams turn into nightmares. And nightmares they are. This film is super creepy. And it is, let's see, where actually is it from? It is from Spain.
Spain, yeah.
Yes. And there is Javier Botet is in here. He plays 2 characters. One of them you would probably recognize. The other one you may not recognize was him. So we'll talk about that. But let's do this. Let's give our first impressions. And then our final, we'll get to that final thoughts later. We'll do the first impressions. Oh my gosh, I'm totally blowing this, but let's do it. All right, Jeff Mohr, you're up first.
Well, you know what? I kind of like this.
Kinda.
I did. I liked it. To me, it's creepy. It's a good sort of ghost haunted house. Only it's an apartment building, right? I thought the acting was really well. I liked, and I know I'm screwed up her name, but like Begoña Vargas. Plays Amparo. Yeah. I thought she was very good, and they all were. They all did well. I didn't feel like there was a weak spot in the cast. And it's a fairly complicated, involved story, and they do a good job of giving you the hints. And this family is down and out for a variety of reasons, and they are being preyed upon by a ghost from the place. So I enjoyed it, and it creeped me out. There was some good scare in there, I thought.
Because the scares are in at least 2 apartments adjacent to each other. So that gives it a little bit of an extra punch. It's almost like the entire floor, and and I will say the backstory for this is so solid and makes this film.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
I
Yeah.
would agree. Mhm.
Okay. All right, let's find out what Crystal thought. Crystal, what's your first impression of 32 Malasanya Street?
So when we do have the final reveal, like that was kind of heart wrenching a bit.
Mhm.
The whole thing is really pretty sad. I want to say something, but I think that it gives it away too
Yeah,
much.
wait.
Well,
We're going to try to keep the secret. Try not to spoil it.
yeah, I don't know that it would, but it could, I guess. But there's some amazing cinematography in this movie. I really enjoyed this movie as well. I liked it a lot. I would absolutely recommend watching it. I know I'm going to say that at the end too. But yeah, it's got some really interesting scary moments. The creature is scary. Like, I mean, it's creepy looking. It's got like it's a different kind of ghost from what we've normally seen. They had some creative things along the way too. Like I really enjoyed the Granny puppet show. It was super weird.
Oh my god, that was so weird.
Yeah, and that's stuff that really gets me because I have very strong feelings toward puppets.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I love them because I actually am scared of them.
What
So
is
I'm
the fear of puppets? The fear of puppets.
I don't know, but it's like actually, I remember my mother tried to buy me a ventriloquist doll once, and I was like, no, no. She's like, isn't it neat? And she's like, but no. I'm like, no, it's the Twilight Zone. The Twilight Zone ruined me.
The parents are always
But
the hard one.
but yeah, I like I said, the cinematography is great. I think the acting is wonderful. I think there's a lot to the story. There's the story within the family, and then there are characters who you think are one way, like the dad. I thought the dad was like, but I love the dad. I got him toward the, like you kind of actually see who he really is as it like goes, and I'm like, oh, yeah, it's really, I really, really, really enjoyed it. And I think a lot of people will. It's not it's not gory, but
No, not at all, actually.
but it does have some super trippy moments. Yeah, I'm like, no, okay. It's got these people know what kind of visual imagery can like kind of mess with your head a little bit, and they use it.
Yeah. Kids in
They
danger.
do. They do. Yep. Yeah, I even liked when little notes were coming from across the street on the clothesline.
So creative.
It was like, oh god, what it's like, and come back with an answer like, who's doing that? So yeah, this I wasn't sure what to think of this one going in, and it took a while to settle in. Right, we get this intro that's interesting. It's cute enough, right, to get things going with the marble, and it sets the stage. You get the idea that this particular house is or this apartment rather is creepy, and people know it, and then a couple of years later, as the movie starts, our characters move in, and it doesn't take long. It's a haunted house movie set in an apartment, and there is a ghost, and it is a very creepy, scary ghost. Very is it original? It does.
It's original.
It borrows a lot from other films, but at the same time, the look and feel of it is
and
striking.
The story.
Yeah, the story is very original, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it strikes me as because the claws, the hands, and stuff. The whole nature of it. But they have trouble. The building's old, so things are run down. They've got, and it's also in the 70s.
Oh yeah,
It's
76 or something.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that works out really well for it. So you don't have like modern tropes with phones and stuff. As a matter of fact, the old
payphone. Oh my God, she used a payphone. I was like,
it all right.
So
the phone actually plays a part. The old phone in the house with the circle dial.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So yeah, it's I just really dug it. Oh wow, that was frightening. I thought it was kind of scary as well. It's not. It's kind of Conjuring, Insidious scary, right? There's going to be some people that are going to get real scared by it, and other people that are not going to get scared at all. But I was rather creeped out.
I don't think. Okay, see, but I'm not the best judge of this. I don't think it was scary, but visually, I think it's definitely going to be scarier for people because I was like, that is really cool. Like some of it, I was like, That's it. That's they just I think that whoever wrote it and whoever did it gets
Yeah.
scared because the puppets alone, like it's something that they did very innocently, perfectly, because they didn't make it weird or creepy too much. I mean, the puppet didn't look like the puppet from freaking what was the scary puppet? Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Ooh, Lady Elaine or something. Ooh.
Oh no, no. This is where it all comes
You know
from.
what I'm talking about? She's
Yes,
why
yes.
did they have her? But it wasn't quite like wasn't quite like that. Not as scary as that. So she was kind of a sweet little granny, but just the things she was saying, how she was talking to the camera, I was like, no, that's not right. And the boy, I don't know, the kid was so cute too.
Yeah, there's one scene
He
where
was.
the family gets jarred awake and they all end up, they all have their own little scary moments, right? But then they all end up in the same hallway.
Yes.
Even grandpa, right? And they're all cowering in the hallway at the end of the hallway. It's a great shot. And it expresses the fear of this family's feelings so well that you're right with them. You're scared with them.
Well, and how the choreography of how they all end up there at the same time too, right?
Right.
Different
And how they
sequences
showed
of
it,
them.
yeah, like how they did it at different. Sorry, you're on the side. Yeah, like how they did it different times. That was like really smart. I enjoyed that too. And then you know what else I liked that they didn't do? They didn't like stretch it out to where okay, obviously something happens to the girl and the boy, and they're saying stuff's going on, and then the parents or the dad's like, oh whatever, but it didn't last long. Like they didn't just drag that out to where someone didn't believe for an extended period of time, which I'm thankful for.
Right. There's some tension in the family that you can see, but they don't dwell on that. But you do find out where it's coming from.
It pays off too.
Just short little reveals. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and then we do have the other two characters. This isn't a spoiler, but there are two. Whenever you have a ghost story, you got to bring in an expert, and we do bring in a pair here, and they are interesting as well.
Oh, that's why I went.
Yes, they are interesting as well, and that when they get involved, I think it actually gets scary. I would.
Oh,
that wasn't the mother gorgeous? Like she's beautiful. I was just like, she's a diva.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the daughter that's confined to the chair is actually Javier Botet.
What?
Are you sure?
What?
Isn't that Anciana, right?
No. I actually no. Her name was Lola.
Oh, okay.
Anciana,
no,
I looked that up. That means old woman in Spanish. So that's
so he plays the old woman. All right.
Yeah.
So Lola is Maria Ballesteros. All right, good. Because Javier Botet plays Anciana, and he also plays the administrator at the end coming out, right?
Okay.
The tall guy in the suit. Is that him?
Well, yeah.
Am I screwing up all over?
No, I think that is him.
Okay.
Actually, it is him because I looked it up and they had his name captioned on a picture of that character when he's the guy that lets him into the apartment at the beginning too.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's great in this, and you know Javier Botet's gonna do some great body work.
Yeah. I think we all he did stuff before, but I think Mama is the one that introduced us to him all, and of course he did. What is it? Crimson Peak and other films. So, but oh my gosh, so the old lady ghost, the ghost that's haunting them is scary, and then of course this other character that is introduced later in the thing is that creeped me out.
Susanna?
I thought that was Susanna or Lola? Lola.
Oh, Lola. Okay.
Yeah.
Susanna was the woman she went and talked to.
Susanna's a little creepy too, but not like.
Well,
especially when she really starts to.
Yeah, I thought there was something going to go down with Susanna.
I thought so too.
I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Like when she turned around and she wasn't in the chair anymore. I was like, what the fuck?
No, I'm like, I was like, what is she doing? What is this girl doing in this woman's home alone? It's super.
She's following the clues like you always do in a haunted house movie. You follow the clues.
This is another one that's got little things that happen in the background that the characters don't notice. A chair rocking, or there's that one that I screwed up before. The hand comes out from behind the dresser on the floor. The little
oh
boy
yeah,
staring at
yeah.
it.
Oh my, and then with the I Spy
Yes.
line. Oh my god.
Yes.
So there's some real. I think this one's actually scary.
I
thought it
think
was
it's
scary.
good. I think it starts off slow though, so you guys have to like stick with it and just like ride it out.
Right. This would have been great to see in the theater. I would imagine that a crowd watching this, they would. Oh god, they would be getting into it. It's a shame. Yeah. What do we think of the cast? What do we think of Begoña Vargas as Amparo? She's basically the lead.
Oh, she's perfect.
Isn't she great?
Yeah. She was perfect. Like, kind of like what do I feel like I'm missing a lot of the story with, was it Pepe? Is that the brother?
That's the brother. Yes. There's something that is alluded to. I don't know if I fully
what
got
happened there? That's the only part of all the cast and the crew that I was like, he felt like he had a lot going on inside of him. Like, I think he did a great job, but I'm like, what happened?
Yeah, well, it feels like there's a secret there that we don't know.
Yes, because
I was thinking maybe he stuttered because there's a couple times when he tries to say Clara where he gets caught on the C or the hard. So I just thought, well, maybe he stutters and that's people made fun of him or something. But yeah, there could be something else.
It felt like it should be something more because that seems kind of small compared to how he just seems so emotional.
He did. There felt like there was something we were missing, but it didn't bother me.
No, I mean, it wasn't explained, but maybe that just explains it, that he was kind of desperate. And that's why he went into the basement anyway, or whatever.
Meet me in the basement.
Yeah. That was really good though, actually. All right, so let's wrap this up. Let's give our final thoughts, our score, and favorite scene. But before we do, if you've been hanging out with us, thank you so much. It would be great if you could hit subscribe, because you would hear more of us, and that'd be awesome, right? Yeah,
totally.
Hit the like button, hit the bell if you want to be notified. Leave comments. We'd love to know if you've seen this and what you think of it. If you got to see it in a theater, maybe at a festival or in Spain,
that'd be awesome.
Let us know how it played with a crowd. I'd love to hear that. All right, so let's give our final thoughts, our score and favorite scene. Jeff, you're up first. Let's do it.
I think this is a good film, and it reminds me of several other Spanish horror films that have come out in the last, say, decade. So it has that same feel to me. But it's definitely worth watching. I was tripped out. I was scared. There's some jump scares. There's some good goosebump type scares, and you got to pay attention because there's for the most part, there's not a lot of long exposition. There's just, you learn things through conversations and short comments. And I think y'all got to watch this, especially if you like ghost stories. And I'm debating. I'm going to give this a 4.
That's good. I like that. I like that quite a bit. Yeah.
And my favorite scene is the one that you mentioned, Doc. It's the thing that leads up to where we can't stay here anymore. They're all cowered in the hallway, and so
great. They actually go to a hotel, and that's hilarious.
Yeah, the next scene is and there's something in there that I'm not sure about. I'm sure it's a cultural thing, but the family register. You have your family register. I know it's some sort of historical document for the area, but I don't know.
I think it means that the couple is married, that they're actually a family. And that's why he said they couldn't stay in one room, because he said, I can't allow you to stay without it or something. That's
right. So,
I don't know the time.
But he gets the 2 rooms.
Yeah.
All right, Crystal, you're up next. What is your final thoughts, your score, and favorite scene?
So I love the movie. I think you should watch it. I think that a lot of you will really like it. And honestly, I wish that I could say more about it. You know what? I can say one thing. I think this should be labeled as an LGBTQ plus movie.
You could do that.
Because wow, it's so sad in a way. But anyway, I'm gonna give it a 3.75. I almost want to give it a 4 too.
You should.
I probably need to watch it again. Yeah. I'll just give it a 4 because I think if I watched it again, I would like it even more. There's something about it that is really compelling to me. a lot of the pieces are compelling. I really
Mhm.
enjoyed it. I just really enjoyed it. I think it was done really well. The cinematography, it's just really nice. Um, my favorite scene. I liked quite a bit of it, but the first one that struck me, and I'm gonna label it funny, but okay, there's a lot of peeking and doors and stuff, and so I'm gonna say the hammer toe under the door.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, so weird. Yeah.
That
So
is that is
Oh,
weird.
that was creepy. That
yeah,
was.
it messed me up a little bit. I was like, oh god, okay. I don't like it.
I enjoyed this quite a bit. I thought this was a great ghost story. It actually, what impressed me was the backstory for the ghost, and I really appreciated that. I also like the characters. I like the setting. Like you said, the cinematography is great. The directing's great. I was actually on edge at times, and it's a winner. It's on Shudder. You have Shudder. You should watch this. It's worth it. It's a great film, especially during this season. It's not pretending. It is a ghost story. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm going to give it a 4 as well.
Yay.
I am solid 4. And my favorite scene is going to be I'm going to have to describe this carefully because it involves levitation and socked feet.
Mm.
You don't. That's.
You're not going to have any idea what I'm talking about if you haven't seen the movie. But once you see it, you know that from that point to the Exorcist ripoff part, it totally. And I'm saying that in jest. It actually isn't, but you'll know it. It that got me so much. I mean, this movie is structured like a James Wan film. It really is in a lot of ways. It's
very well structured. Yeah, there's good decisions all the way through, and good justifications. So.
Yep.
I
agree.
Yeah, good stuff. So catch it on Shudder. It is playing probably now.
Yay!
All right. Well, there you go. That's our review of 32 Malasana Street. I keep wanting to do Masalana Street, which is down the street, and that's totally not a haunted place.
You don't know.
Well, it's got red lights.
Ooh, spooky.
No, not really. All right. 32 Malasana Street. It's playing on Shudder. Go see it. Crystal, Jeff, thank you for joining me on this. This was so much fun.
This was fun.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Let's say good night.
Good
night.
film.
Bye.
Adios.
Oh.
Gruesome Magazine.